we're going to be doing a follow-up clip on yesterday's Here's What You Need to Know About BRC-20 tokens. For some reason, BSVers seem to think that this is somehow an opportunity to try to get Bitcoiners to sell their Bitcoin and move over to BSV. And we're just gonna set the record straight here so that people understand a little bit of the differences between the two, because BSV is definitely not Bitcoin. Welcome back, everyone. All right, so I don't know what happened today, but for some reason, random BSVers decided that they're gonna strike while the iron's never hot. So, okay, look, I put together this tweet right here because I found it really strange that I was seeing all this garbage in my feed. BSV shills constantly attempting to convince you BTC is being co-opted by Blockstream lizards. Yeah, that I actually learned about that like maybe 6 to 8 months ago, I'd say, and I gotta say, I think that's one of the funniest. That's actually one of the funniest stories. Like somehow, like it's Blockstream that's co-opted Bitcoin development, even though there's many other developers and independent developers that contribute to Bitcoin. So it doesn't make any sense. But anyways, that's one of their narratives, right? That this is why they're censored. This is why BSV is pushed out. You know, like that's right. I have a hard time even keeping a straight face with this stuff. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the messaging today. It's really, really strange. And we got, look, you can see here, BTC is unusable. Why not use something else like BSV? And take a look. All I did was paste that into Twitter, that exact line. And I got one account after another. So I just chose the top 5. And here you go. Every single one of them. And in case you didn't know, the whale chart account is a BSV shill. It's been that way for a really long time. I don't remember when it wasn't like that. But anyways, if you didn't know that, be aware. Whale charts is a scammy account. Anyways, so got me thinking, like, what is going on? So I start digging into the news, and all of a sudden I see this shit. So here we go. CryptoSlate has a story. Block size war 2.0 heats up as Bitcoin SV spikes 33%. No, there is no block size war 2.0. All that's going to happen is there's going to be some type of a shit fork, if that's the case, and a bunch of us Bitcoiners are going to get to dump some shit fork on people that are going to try really hard to pretend that their shit fork is BTC. Doesn't surprise me that that BSVers are really jumping on this bandwagon to try to essentially reinvent themselves. Anyways, let's dive into this article. Bitcoin SV has surged 33% over the last 24 hours, while Bitcoin falters as rising transaction fees and chain bloat from ordinals transactions takes hold. Buyers flocked to Bitcoin SV, triggering a nearly 3-fold increase in trading volume since May 8th. At press time, BSV spiked to $40. It's like down over 90% against Bitcoin. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the token is down 92% from its $490 all-time high achieved in April 2021. Given the objective advantages of BSV over BTC, the issue of enlarging BTC's block size is once again doing the rounds. Nope, not true. Not true at all. A larger block size enables greater scalability as more transactions or other data use cases can fit into a single block, increasing capacity and lowering the average transaction fee. However, the trade-off comes at the expense of decentralization, as fewer people are prepared to run a node that operates using high bandwidth. Commenting on the calls for BTC to increase its block size, analyst Dylan Leclerc planted his flag in the ground, calling advocates of the idea morons. Dylan, I appreciate that statement. And indeed, I agree with you. I think they're morons as well. Okay, so we've got all those tweets. We all of a sudden have this article. And then the icing on the cake is we've got shill and fake Bitcoin historian Kurt Wucker Jr. The announcements are starting. And that's right, Ledger that supports all kinds of shitcoins is supporting Bitcoin SV. So he's pretending this is something that matters in order to create hype. Now the article mentioned that people were rushing into BSV, right? So let's take a look at this mad rush into BSV. So first, we're gonna take a look at the Bitcoin versus BSV hash rate chart. Okay, so this is the amount of compute power being thrown at the network, to keep it light and simple. It's the amount of hash rate that's being used, the security, what is securing the network. And we can see this beautiful blue, ever increasing line is Bitcoin. And this red line down here that I've shown probably several hundreds of times, this flat line that keeps going down and drifting, that's BSV. So there's no miners. There's no miners rushing in to take advantage of BSV. That's one thing. Okay. So now let's take another let's take another look at this from the price point, right? Let's just compare BSV to BTC just for fun. Even though I know a lot of times we like to say, well, it doesn't matter, it's the adoption. Yeah, well, we'll get to that in a second too. So here we go. This is a trading view, and this is the monthly chart. And it doesn't make a difference whether you look at it on a log scale or not. Okay, this ever decreasing price value against Bitcoin is BSV's monthly chart. And you can see it's just steadily declining. So I'm just going to wager that currently this is a pump and dump. And what's happening is that BSVers are using what is going on with the fees on Bitcoin due to the BRC tokens and the ordinals. They're using this as an opportunity, so they think, to try to get people away from Bitcoin and try to make them think, oh, look, Bitcoin is struggling. It can't keep up with this. It's keeping up just fine. Fees going up. This is like a made up illusion that there's something wrong. Anyways, we'll get to that towards the end because that'll be part of the summary. Okay, so there you go. Here's the USD price point of this absolute garbage. This thing is going absolutely nowhere. You're wrecked if you're falling into this trap. Okay, let's just take a look at the mining pools, right? So here you go. These are the claimed mining pools for Bitcoin SV. Now, what's really interesting is that you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got at least 5 that don't mine anything. And if you take a look at the dates, 4 months ago, 3 months ago, yeah, that doesn't look really good. And yeah, so you can see here the most active one is from Kurt himself. Kurt is the one who runs Gorilla Pool. And latest block over there was 11 hours ago. And then there's Tal, which is the biggest, if I'm not mistaken, the biggest BSV miner, which supposedly found one 8 minutes ago. But anyways, let's take a look, because the BSVers always like to sit there and say, well, Bitcoin's centralized because of all of its mining pools. It only has a few. Okay, well, that was Bitcoin SV, so you got 10. Take a look at Bitcoins. Well, that list goes down. Oh, there's at least 61 that are listed here. Oh, wow. Look at that. It's a lot of different mining pools, actually. And indeed, there are some big ones. Like, I'm not going to sit there and say, like, no, we don't have any majority mining pools. But it doesn't make a difference, because those mining pools, they don't actually own all the miners. There's individual miners that connect to mining pools. And you can just do that from your house. So, again, they always get that wrong. So anyways, let's go back to Bitcoin SV, though, for a second. Let's take a look at their chart. Where'd everybody go? There's nobody there. There's just Tal in this address. And, oh, Kurt's little pool. There it is. Got 3 friends circle jerking each other off to BSV. Anyways, okay, so I don't see how this shitcoin is even pretending to hold a candle to Bitcoin. So let's talk about the security, right? BSV has been 51% attacked. In 1 year, I think it was in 2021, it was attacked 3 times alone. Okay, and here we go. We've got the article, August 7th, 2021, out of Cointelegraph. Bitcoin SV rocked by 3 51% attacks in as many months. For the people who don't know what a 51% attack is, I'll just give at least the general description from 99 Bitcoins, which, by the way, has great resources, great website. A 51% attack describes a situation where a certain miner or mining pool that owns more than 50% of all the network's hashing power acts maliciously to disturb the network's operation. So there you go. You have your general definition of what a 51% attack is. And obviously, you do not want to be storing your value in a chain that can so easily be attacked. Now, we're going to go over here and take a look at the crypto51.app. This is the proof of work 51% attack cost. And here we have Bitcoin versus BSV. So 1 hour to attack Bitcoin, according to this website, was $1.8 million an hour. And to attack BSV, $3,533. So the idea that somehow BSV is more secure and all this nonsense, it's complete crap, okay? This thing is a piece of junk. It's an affinity scam. They are pretending to be an enterprise blockchain. Guys, enterprises don't need blockchains, okay? I worked for a Fortune 500 company. We had offices all over the world. The blockchain was the last thing we needed. What we needed was a fast database. Okay, so on the point of the fees being high right now, actually, you know what? At the time of this recording, let's take a look. I'm looking at 274 sats per byte. Okay, so obviously that's an undesirable number. Some people would agree that they'd want it to be lower so that they can transact for less. Other people would say they want it to be higher so that they can't see people putting crap on the blockchain, right? It's going to become increasingly difficult to, it's going to become increasingly expensive to create these, these ordinals and these BRC shitcoins. Now, some people have seen the fees as an attack on Bitcoin, right? Because essentially you're quote unquote pricing out valid transactions, so to speak. Now, somebody else could argue, well, I'm doing what is allowed, and technically if I can afford to make that transaction, then that is correct. And personally, I can't really argue with that point because yeah, you are paying the fee for now. And it is unfortunate that it pushes out what I deem to be more valid transactions, but that's my personal opinion. In terms of seeing this as an attack, the only attack I see is the social attack from the shitcoiners. The shitcoiners are, especially BSVers, are using the high fees as an attack so they believe is an attack vector against Bitcoin, and essentially to try to lure noobs into their BSV, which is absolutely not Bitcoin. So again, the video is more just about the BSVers, but I know that about the attack from BSV, I should say. But I know that all of these different themes are all kind of tied together because they're all tied in with the high fees. So do I think that this is all just temporary noise? Yes, I do think that this is temporary noise. But I do think that it's important that we talk about it so that way we can offer a counter narrative. Don't forget to subscribe and like. I will see you all tomorrow.